Big 12 Sound Roundup.
Check 1, 2.
The best bites, cheap shots, and excuses from Saturday's post-game news conferences.
Welcome back. It's another edition of First and 12 right here. Happy Sunday to you. Or not so happy Sunday, but hopefully you're digesting that loss from BYU last night at the hands of Iowa State okay. We're here to get you through it. This is some talk therapy right here, Mitch Harper. That's what we do on a Sunday morning. We get people through things. Just get it out there. Just let your feels out into the universe, and there you go. So let's kick things off
This is
first.
a safe space to enjoy a chocolate cougar tail. If you've got multiple cougar tails. Hey, by the way,
I'm worried
did
about
you,
by the way. I think the chocolate one is your favorite, and you're like secretly trying to be like, oh, yeah, the chocolate one's okay. I think this one's your favorite one, and I'm not real happy about it.
It was pretty good. Did you see, speaking of sound bites, maybe a tweet bite, former BYU basketball great Kyle Collins were saying, don't do it.
See that.
Don't buy the cougar tail.
No, listen, I'm on his side, okay? That's bad for you. That's got trans fats in it. You know how Kyle Collinsworth is like the healthiest man on planet Earth. And so when you take a picture of a donut, he feels it in the universe. So you can't get away with crap like that, Harper. You can't try to walk through and just pretend like Kyle Collinsworth isn't going to blast you for talking about donuts on his timeline. He's preaching the gospel of clean eating, and you're out here going, "Love me another donut." Yeah, so that was a good highlight.
It was so funny.
I saw the same thing, and I went, "Oh boy, he's going to hear it." All right, so let's kick things off though. First, if you were really excited about hearing about Kalani Sitake's reaction to the game last night, Jake Retzlaff took the podium right afterward. First things first on our Sound Roundup. Here's Jake Retzlaff sounding off about his second start, and it was not a good one against Iowa State.
Jake, if you could put your finger on just one reason why things didn't go well tonight, what would it be?
Well, I don't think that's kind of impossible to do, and that's football for you. I mean, straight up, we got to do a lot of things better.
Best thing about football is that you always has another week to redeem yourself. Obviously you have to watch the film, recollect yourselves as a team, as an individual. For you right now, where are you mentally, moving forward for Oklahoma?
Well, yeah, like you said, we'll watch the tape. Obviously disappointed, but it's just going to be a different type of hunger for Oklahoma. Getting beat like that at home is not fun in any way whatsoever, and we want to perform well, especially in Lavelle. And so we're going to be really hungry this week, and hopefully, I know a lot of guys will feel the same way I do, and we'll attack practice, ready to go perform a lot better next Saturday.
On the first interception, what did you kind of see and what were you kind of going for?
I just kind of threw the sail route. The backer got depth on me, just kind of short-armed it a little bit.
How hard is it coming off a tough loss last week to start that way? Fumble, interception, another fumble, and all of a sudden you're down 10-0 3 minutes into the game, or 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, it's tough, but this team is tougher. We did it at Arkansas, and we came out with the win. And so I don't think there's any lack of belief on our sidelines that we could do that again today. Obviously we didn't, but we have that belief on the sideline.
Was it in the game plan for you to run as much as you did?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. I mean, that's just another part of my game.
At some point, is the belief going to fold? I mean, because now 3 game losing streak and blowout losses, is this going to be the breaking point for this team, you feel?
No, I don't think so. I think that our guys are mentally tougher than that. I think that, I don't feel our team falling apart in any way. I feel like we're still, in that grind mindset of, all right, that was really disappointing. Let's learn from that as best we can, and let's get on and put ourselves in a better situation next week.
How close do you feel like things are to clicking? His second game, just being able to hit all those throws that you can make, because I know some of them were off today. How close do you feel like you are to kind of making that next step to getting this offense really clicking? Yeah,
I feel like we're not far at all. I think if you ask a lot of guys that this offense, we know we can move the ball up and down the field. And, I don't think we're far at all from clicking and really getting huge scores and huge yardage games.
What needs to happen to do that?
I think, it's important for us all to focus on our 111th. We like to say that because if you do your job and you do it well, we got a good chance. If all 11 guys have that mindset, you do your job, you do it well, then we got a really good chance to be successful.
Any other questions?
One more question. Chase, one of your primary weapons, didn't have the game that both of you guys probably planned for. What are some ways that you already see, based off of this performance, that you can take into Oklahoma to get Chase the ball as well as your other weapons?
I think that we were kind of a little off tonight, of course, and so that kind of hinders that. And it's a fun little learning curve getting with the one guys, but it shouldn't be at the same time. And I think like me and Chase, we're dialed, and they did, they ran a lot of drop 8, which is tough to get receivers the ball. But yeah, we expect to have a bigger game than that for sure. And that's what that's our mindset going forward.
That's Jake Retzlaff. It was a tough performance for Jake. I think any thought about him being the starting quarterback the rest of the way, maybe the book was closed shut on that thought if Keaton Slovis is healthy to go this upcoming week against Oklahoma, because it just seemed like Jake Retzlaff was lost back there. I thought the O-line, we talked about it earlier, Alex, they played a little bit better than weeks past, but still, Jake was kind of struggling, and the turnovers did not help at all, and it was just a difficult night for him and this entire BYU offense.
Well, and, the interesting thing was, too, I love the internet. I love Twitter, because last night, by halftime, people were putting out, you owe Keaton Slovis an apology, BYU Nation. And then by the end of the game, did you see that there was a Keaton Slovis form apology? Like there was a graphic that you could actually just go through and check the box of what you were sorry for. It had his picture at the top, and you could go through and make it official with an apology to Keaton Slovis. Well, look, that's just where people are. We try to get those things through some humor, but it is a weird spot to be in because you and I were both kind of like, yeah, if Retzlaff gives you any chance in these games, then maybe Keaton Slovis doesn't even see the field the rest of the way, and I've changed my tune on that already after this one. All right, the Big 12 game of the week, of course, for us at least, was that Oklahoma State and UCF win. And John Rice Plumlee, the quarterback for UCF, shows up at the podium with a big smile on his face in those powder blue Space U uniforms and talks about that win against one of the hottest teams in the entire country.
Super, super exciting. It's a huge win. That's the team that we've been wanting to show all year, right? That's who we are. That's who we are as a team, and we got to put it on display tonight, and I'm glad that we did. It was on the bucket list for me to play in a game where the fans storm the field, so I can check that one off. Man, Night Nation really showed up today. Unbelievable. I mean, they answered the bell. I posted a picture earlier in the week on Instagram. Hey, everybody come out, be loud, be proud, man, and they were. Unbelievable showing by Night Nation, and it's always fun when you're all clicking on all cylinders like that.
John Rice, you guys, R.J. Harvey, again, another big performance tonight. What impresses you the most? I mean, is it something every week that just kind of stands out about it?
I mean, he's unbelievable. Huge part of this offense, right?
Good for UCF to actually show up in a special uniform game. I'm a big fan of Space U, and I'm a big fan of John Rice Plumlee when he's playing at a high level. I mean, this guy's good. It's just, it's a mixed bag of what you're going to get week in, week out with him, because bad John Rice Plumlee, he's throwing a lot of picks. Good John Rice Plumlee, you're seeing what happened yesterday where he torched, Oklahoma State. They was all over the place on the ground and through the air. UCF it was a perfect game, a complete 60 minutes for them, and Plumlee was the one leading the charge for the Knights as they get a big win in Big 12 play.
All right, so there you go. There's your Sound Roundup from across this one. I know it may have felt a little bit depressing, but you had to hear what BYU's quarterback was going to say about it. So there you go. Let's take the break here. By the way, the black jerseys and the chocolate cougar tail donut, that combo can never be played again, by the way, right? Don't they retire that combo of those jerseys?
Shoot that off into the sun. Just shoot it off into the sun.
You got to come up with a new flavor of the cougar tail for people to get excited about.
And I was feeling so good when they said they were rolling out a space decal on the BYU helmet. I'm like, yes, BYU's getting into the Space Wars. UCF's a space team. Houston's a space team. Now BYU's a space team. Let's go. Didn't work out.
Well, I did have a suggestion last night. It was like, why aren't they filling these with custard to really make the BYU fans go into a food coma?
Kyle Collinsworth scared them.
We'll take the break here. It's 1st and 12 right here on a Sunday morning. Mitch Harper, Alex Kirry will come back. We'll go through our whip around, of course, across the Rocky Mountain region, our four-corner whip around, the other teams across the conference and what they were doing, the ones who are entering the conference. Man, how about ASU? All over the dang place. We'll talk about that coming up next right here, 1st and 12.